Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, if you're having car problems or you're trying to get a new vehicle and stuff like that, well, I'm going to share with you some of the easiest credit cards to help you get a new car. And I'm going to share with you some of the best places that you should be looking that will give you a better deal. Now, first one, we're talking about coparts.com. All right, so with coparts.com, they sell repossessed vehicles. Now, here's the thing about it. Repossessed vehicles. These are vehicles that have not been salvaged or damaged. These are vehicles that that the bank had taken back, right? And so then they give them to companies like this to resell, and they are able to walk off with the profits of it. Now, here's the thing about it, how you benefit from it, because you as the individual, you can go here and bid on cars. Now, there's a part two to this video, and the only way I'm gonna drop that if I get 1,000 views on this here video. The reason is because the second part of this video, I promise you, it's a hack that many people are not even aware of that can give you the leverage. That being said, so say that you are looking for a repossessed vehicle, all right? So you go over to Coparts and they would have them here, right? So like say this here, 22 Chevy Equinox. All right, see how low these prices are? Now, these are bidding and stuff like that, and you can actually leverage it. Like I said, long as it's clear title, not savage title, is what you're looking for. You're looking for repossessed vehicles, right? Now, here's the kicker about it. Like I said, there's a part two to this because I'm going to not only show you how to leverage the bank's money to get these cars, but also being able to leverage the bank's money to make more money on these cars. All right. So, like I said, it's a couple places I'm gonna show you, but Coparts is one of them. As you can see, they have different ones, different bids and stuff like that. It's funny because my neighbor, he actually works for Coparts and stuff, and he got a Mercedes Benz. I'm talking about a 2014 Mercedes Benz, and he got it for like $6,500. I'm like, whoa, but nonetheless, like I said, especially if you're trying to get into the Toro game, right? So here's some of the vehicles. Now, if you can't get in there at the Coparts, then there's another one called Mayhem, right? Manham, right? And so they also offer repossessed cars. So then what you would do, you would say pick your state, and then it would tell you where you can go and look at these cars and stuff. So these are all the cities that they're in. Um, so this is interesting. When you go in there, it actually shows you that. So Manham, this is a place you want to go. And so with Repo Finder, of course, the reason I'm showing California because I'm in California and stuff like that. But they have repossessions on here too. Now, there's another place many people are not aware. There are certain credit unions that will sell you a repossessed car or boat or RV and stuff like that. But again, that's part two of this video. And like I said, if I get 1,000 views on this video, I'm definitely going to drop it. All right. But here's the thing about it that I know that this is going to give you leverage. So these are the top three places you can look. There are other places and stuff, but I thought these would probably be some of the easiest places to look. Now, in terms of business credit cards, here's the places I would tell you. So you have PNC Visa business credit card. The reason that you want these type of business credit cards, because on balance transfers, okay? So they do balance transfers and purchases with these here cards, and as you can see, it's 13 billing. Now, another thing about these here cards, these are business credit cards, and the reason that you want to take advantage of these business credit cards, because usually they will give you a convenience check where you can liquidate that money, or you can also hook up your business credit card. Say you want to buy a vehicle from one of those places I told you, can hook up your business credit card and hook it up to like Plastic or Melio, and then you can purchase the card through there, and it still looks like a purchase and not a cash advance if they won't give you any convenience checks. All right, so that's just a little. Now here's another thing I want to say about this. So reason I'm picking on PNC, because usually after 6 months you may also qualify for a line of credit without a hard pull. Now with PNC Bank, they are Experian FICO 9. You guys know I love FICO 9 and Vantage 4 score banks and stuff like that, 3 and 4 score banks and stuff, because again they have so much flexibility. All right, so that's the reason that. Now, you have BMO. As you can see, my favorite card with BMO would be the BMO Business Platinum card. And the reason is 18 months. You getting 18 months on purchases and balance transfers. That's the kind of card you want. And again, like I said, they may offer you the convenience. Now, here's the thing about it with BMO. BMO is TransUnion Vantage 4. They'll pull TransUnion Vantage 4. So that gives you a lot of leverage. And why I'm excited, again, is because if you have authorized users and BMO, if you have, say you have over 8 inquiries, BMO will still possibly give you just as well as PNC still get you qualified for a business credit card, even though you're over that 8 inquiries. Okay, so that's another thing I like about them. They again pull TransUnion Vantage 4. All right, and they also have a program for minorities. So if you're a minority-owned business, they have a special program that gives you a business loan as well, and that's with I think it's like a 640 credit score for this here program that BMO has. For those of you who are familiar with it, put a comment in the comment section. Let me know. All right. Now, guess who's back in the game with business credit cards? That's right, Wells Fargo. All right. And this is exciting because here's the thing about it. With Wells Fargo, they love giving you liquidation checks or transferring the balance. Now, the cool thing about this here, Wells Fargo's new business credit card, as you can see here, 12 months, okay? 12 months on 0% on purchasing. But again, they will let you liquidate the card. Now, with Wells Fargo, with this here card, they usually pull Experian FICO 9. Now, the crazy part about Wells Fargo, always tell people, like the banks that I'm showing you, Wells Fargo, they have a line of credit. Okay, they have a line of credit up to $50,000. Okay, now here's the thing about it: what people don't do that I think is a big mistake when they're dealing with Wells Fargo, they don't garden a relationship. So they would apply for a business credit card, but they won't open up a business checking account and they won't open up a personal checking account. And so what this does, it hurts you. The reason is because you're not really building that relationship. And the reason you want the relationship so you can make it much easier, so it can make it much easier to get that line of credit up to 50,000. Now, granted, they have two types of lines of credit, okay? And you want the advantage line of credit, and you need a 680 to go with that, but that's no hard pull. Now, here's another thing that's interesting. Sometimes you can go inside the bank and apply for your business credit card line of credit, and they won't do a hard pull on the credit file as well, all right? But just know that this is definitely one of those banks you want to have a relationship with, all right? Now, the next one is US Bank, okay? Now, here's the thing about it with US Bank. My favorite credit card with US Bank, as you can see here, is usually my Platinum. This Platinum, 18 months cycling. But also, they have another one. It's the Altitude, the Triple Cash. This is 15 months. All right, so the Triple Cash is 15 months, and the Platinum is 18 months, and they love giving you liquidation checks. They love giving you liquidation checks on these cards. All right, so you always have access to money. They do have this here one. This is the U.S. Bank Business Altitude, and so 12 months, which is not bad, so hey. But at the same time, being able to get access to those liquidation checks. Now, here's another one is the business leverage. That gives you 12 months. But my favorite is this here one. This one and this one. All right, and that's because you have 15 and 18 months on balance transfers and purchases. Now, again, if you cannot get into U.S. Bank, I always tell you look at a credit union like Connectus Credit Union, because they are TransUnion FICO 9 as well. U.S. Bank is TransUnion FICO 9. The reason like Connectus, because Connectus offers the Elon financial cards, which is TransUnion FICO 9. That's the sister company of US Bank. All right, I'm putting money in your pockets, guys, and this is so important. Like I said, I want to drop part 2 of this video so bad because it puts you on such a different level of the way you actually think about car loans and money and how to put the money back into your pocket. All right. Now, the last one we're talking about is Marcus Goldman Sachs GM credit card. Now, many of you all know I always talk about the hack, right? Because Goldman Sachs usually they will do a you can actually do a pre-approval. Okay, so when you do a pre-approval, you can actually lock up your TransUnion and Equifax because sometimes they will pull your Equifax, but it is a FICO 9. Okay, to do your pre-approval, then open up a second screen and lock this up. All right, lock up your credit files, then they'll get you approved. Now, usually, like I said, it takes a couple days for them to approve you, but if you have everything lining up. Now, here's the thing I want to tell you guys to be warned up. The address you put on your application, if that application address is not matching what's on your credit file, they will deny you. So that's the reason I always tell people pull your credit first. If you don't know what your real credit score is like, click the link in the description because it's very important because you don't want to start putting in these applications for credit cards and stuff like that and getting denied and you wondering, well, what's going on? Because a lot of time when you go into the bank and you get denied, and I always tell you the key is if you can go into a bank, go into a bank. All right, it gives you much more leverage. So that way, say that you applied for a business credit card and they came back with $10,000, right? Because they put the numbers in front of you, the bankers have access to the computer to talk or pick up the phone and call the underwriters to negotiate a higher limit. Now, here's the thing about it. They may ask you, how much do you want? Do not, if they could offer you 10, I would tell you, do not say, give me the max, okay? You can ask them, what is the max, all right? And see what it is that they'll come back with. But do not tell them, give you the max. Ask them what is the max, so then that way they can have something to think about in terms of, and they may come back with 25 or 30,000. All right. Now, some of you all may be thinking, why am I not talking about American Express, Chase Bank, or whatever? Because these cards here are your easiest credit cards, especially if you have higher inquiries. These are the credit cards that you may want to look out for. Now, if you have any other question about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off of the credit, click the link in the description. Now, like I told you, if I get 1,000 views on this video, I'm going to drop part 2 because part 2, I promise you guys, it's a banker.